guys, welcome back. It's Jenny from Polly's Paper Studio, and I've got a bit of a Valentine project for you today. This is a vintagey Valentine wall hanging created for Gypsy Soul laser cuts. Let's get started. I've got a piece of chipboard. It's very thick, cut to a 5.5 by 7.5. I covered the back and I covered the front with a pink cardstock. Now, I'm using a bit of a collection mashup today. This is going to be Graphic 45. There is Children's Hour and a Time to Flourish collection, and I think they work very well together. So this is inked on the edge with this Memento Angel pink ink just to disguise the white core. And I'm layering the first pattern with this stripe, which is a third collection from Graphic 45, but I can't remember which one. Just came out of one of the 6x6 paper pads. So now this is the first element I'm going to use, which is just one of the cut aparts, and I'm going to top it with this little calendar piece. Now on the top I have some foam spacer so that it will start to build the dimension, and I'm placing it fairly far over to the right so that I will have room for the other elements. This is another one of the calendar elements, and I've got more foam on that, so this is going to be to the left. Then I'm going to top it with one of the 4x6 cut aparts from the sheet, which I did trim and then reattach, so now the width will be 5.5 inches to match the project. And I am putting it upside down, but I wanted the flowers to show more, and since I'll be layering more on top, I will be able to cover that butterfly. The stamp strip is cut as one unit now. Normally I would add them separately, but I did like that to be sort of a border. Before I add that, I'm going to put this beautiful crocheted lace on with some hot glue and just clip the edges there. And before I add that strip, I'm going to add some more hot glue to the portion that will be on the lace. So this is the background. It's all complete, and I can begin to add the chipboard elements, which will be a filigree frame in the heart shape, and I have it finished with the embossing powder from Stampendous. That is the shabby white, and it has some little gold flecks in it, which is very pretty and vintagey. The inside is finished with a companion pattern from the paper collection, and I'm going to secure it here just off center to the left so that I will have room for the rest of the embellishments. But before I begin adding those, I want to add the hanger, which will be at the top. It's chevron striped twill from Really Reasonable Ribbon in pink, and I'm just going to add a generous size loop there and top these with some bows that have additional layers of twine and some vintage buttons. Once I have that pressed in place, I'm gonna just arrange those loops so that it's nice and full. Then add the second bow, and that will complete the top of this wall hanging. That's a pretty good match for the striped pattern on the bottom, I'd say. Now the next element I'm not going to use the foam spacer on because I want it to be flat against that chipboard frame. So this is another of the calendar elements from the cut apart sheet, and I'm gonna just add that to the top of the heart and layer on this tag, which has a metal eyelet in it with a little bit of gold twine that I've looped back around and secured on the back. Now this is going to be my focal image, and this has foam as well, and I'm going to just sort of layer that on top of that first tag, and I'm going to grab the next chipboard element. I'm gonna leave links in the description below for these. This one is finished in an antique gold, and I have applied the Tombow Mono Multi to secure it to the image. And this one has a little bit of twine through the loop on top so that it's sort of a bit of a charm. It's time to bring in the flowers. Now these are all from Petaloo, and these are gorgeous rosebuds. There are two of the larger rosebuds to anchor this arrangement, and then I'm going to begin to fill it in with the smaller blooms. I've chosen some lighter and darker ones, and I'm just going to alternate those and tuck them into the larger flowers so that it fills in that arrangement there. This next one I'm going to add just under that little frame. So once I have the position, I'm going to push down the edge of that tag just a little bit so I can get the petals underneath of it, and top that off with this white. It's sort of flat. I didn't want all the poofy flowers on the edge, so I'm just going to tuck some of those leaves back behind, and that will complete the flower arrangement. And as a final accent, I'm just going to include some of these pearly elements, and that will complete this project. In the description below, I will leave links to Gypsy Soul laser cuts and Really Reasonable ribbon and Graphic 45. You can also find links to Polly's Paper Studio social media sites like Facebook and Instagram, and our blog and our Etsy shop. So if you enjoyed this video, could you please give it a like? And if you're not already, I would love for you to subscribe. And as always, I'm wishing you a happy and productive day. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.